If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new songs in the description. So we finally got the announcement for it. Drake is going on tour together with 21 Savage for Her Loss. They just announced a new tour. We got the dates, we got when this is happening, and I got some interesting thoughts on this. So let's shade into this. Real quick, if you don't want to listen to this, make sure to skip 20 seconds into the future, but you can now sign up for my free newsletter with the first link in the description. It comes every Sunday and details everything that's been happening in hip hop over the past week. Also, follow me on TikTok. I'm posting on the daily. You don't want to miss out on that. Now let's actually get into the video. So Her Loss dropped on November 5th last year, and that album was pretty good. It was a pretty good album. I liked it. I thought it was a comeback for Drake with Honestly Nevermind being somewhat of a deriving from what he's usually does, and people were saying he needs to drop like a rap album again to prove to everybody that he can rap, kind of what he did with If You're Reading This Is Too Late back in 2015. So he did that. 21 complimented him very well on those tracks. And we had kind of the teasing of the tour for a couple of months already, because right after Her Loss dropped, they went together on a Sirius XM, you know, that Sound 42 radio show that Drake got going on with OVO, and they talked about this tour actually happening back then. And let me pull up real quick what they said, because in that interview, or in that little radio format, Drake said, "I'm excited for tour. I'm excited for tour. Just another opportunity for me and my brother, and just, I mean, shit, our set that night is going to be dangerous." 21 said, "On God, what else can he say? I feel like his vocabulary is limited to that." And then Drake said, "It's going to be dangerous. Like, that's a tour in itself. Like, yeah, people are going to get a tour within a tour with them." So we've been knowing about this tour happening. Like, they teased that. We knew that at some point they were going to go on tour. And now they've officially announced it. So they went, or at least Drake went, on his social media to share a little trailer with us, which I think is beautiful. In this trailer, we can kind of go through all the different stages of Drake's development. We start all the way back. I think it even goes back to the Degrassi times, even though, you know, that wasn't when he was making music, but definitely to like the mixtapes, So Far Gone, Thank Me Later, Started From the Bottom is in there. We have some, you know, some scenes or like some footage of him at his old house where he was drinking out of the Grammys. You know that scene after Take Care. So all of that is in here. Even some unseen footage of him with his son, which is pretty cool. So this was definitely for all the Drake fans, especially with the music that is like underlying it. This is pretty emotional to see all the different stations across his whole career. I think, to me, that was something that was very beautiful. And in the caption to this, he wrote, "It's all a blur tour with 21 Savage." And so this tour is going to be called It's All a Blur, maybe referring to the footages that we've seen in the trailer, because he just, you know, compiled them. It's like the past 10, 15 years for his career have all just been a blur because everything was happening so fast. He was getting so successful so quickly, and this is kind of like the next step in this. He did say dates now live on DrakeRelated.com. Click the link in bio for more information, details for your location. And actually, when you go to that website, we can see the locations for this tour. There's gonna be a couple of steps on here. Now, I was tripping at first because there wasn't a Toronto stop on here, but actually the Toronto stop is still to be announced, as they said. But we can kind of go through this. It's starting on June 16th, so still a little bit in the future. That's a Friday to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, and it ends on September 5th. So they're on tour for June, July, August, and then like the first couple of days of September. So a good 2.5 months, which is a long time. But I mean, that's usually how long these tours are, and the two of them obviously have a lot to cover. And also, when you look at the dates, they're smart with it. They're smart with it. You know, they have stops sometimes twice in cities. They know that the Atlanta show will be packed because of, you know, mainly 21 Savage. They know that the Chicago show will be packed, so they got 2 dates for that as well. They've got 2 dates for Boston. We got 2 dates for Brooklyn. We got 2 dates for New York. So a lot of this, you know, also Los Angeles twice in here. So they know what they're doing. They know that this tour is about to be one of the highest grossing hip hop tours of all time. I think to this date, isn't the Migos and Drake tour tour, like Aubrey and the Three Amigos, the highest grossing, or the one with Future, or Kanye and Jay. I think those three are the highest grossing tours of all time in history in hip hop. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I have those numbers in mind. This one will definitely be up there as well. Y'all, count my words, because if Drake does a tour, especially also with a collab partner, this is about to be huge. So those are the dates. Let me know if you're going to one of the shows. I think that would be pretty interesting to see what show people are going to. We also got a banner for this whole thing, which looks pretty cool. I just wanted to throw this in there because we can again see all the different stages of Drake's career in this one picture. So I think this looked pretty cool for all the Drake fans. Now, it's starting on June 16th, and y'all know that we've been talking about new music dropping in the meantime. We talked about a Scary Hours 3, we talked about a collab tape between Lil Baby and Drake, because Black Coffee misspoke apparently on a recent podcast, and he meant to say he meant the one with 21 Savage, but it kind of slipped out that there was one with Lil Baby, which kind of fans were already guessing that there was, because there were just so many hints of Drake and Lil Baby working closely together, and it maybe possibly one day doing a collab album. So maybe we're gonna get that, but this tour starting June 16th. Now let me know if I'm tripping or not, but it seems like still a far away. It's in 3 months. Now, when I think back to tours being announced, sometimes they're only announced like a month, maybe at most 2 in the future. Now, 3 months seems a lot to me. Let me know if I'm just, completely wrong, or if other tours are closer to announcement than that. But first thing I was thinking, now again, this is not supported by anything, but we might get a project until then. Maybe Scary Hours 3, right before the tour starts, and then he would have another 6 months to then drop the next album, maybe collab between Lil Baby, maybe the collab with Rick Ross, maybe a solo album, whatever, in the wintertime. So maybe like, King of the Fall, some stuff like that. I know it's the weekend, but like, what I'm saying. Like that was my theory. He's going to drop Scary Hours 3 before the tour, because we still have some time till then. And, Her Loss dropped in November. So that's like 8 months until the tour starts. So it's still like a long time after the actual album dropped. So I don't think that hype is going to carry completely over. Likely it's all going to be sold out because it's a Drake and 21 Savage tour, obviously. But I'm just saying, it would be a wise business move to drop some music even before the tour. And a little EP, a little Scary Hours 3, might be the perfect option for that. So maybe watch out for that one. Maybe watch out for a Scary Hours 3 coming out, but I'll keep y'all updated if we learn anything more about that. So make sure you get that in mind. And then my theory is 6 months later, as with the first 2 Scary Hours, we're going to get a full album. So that would then be, if it drops in June, like December. Like that I don't know. That's what I'm thinking, but I could be completely wrong. Let me know what you think about that theory, though, because that's the first thing that popped into my mind. Now, that's all the news we got. I'm excited to see what they perform on tour. Sadly, I won't be, in town for any of the tours, but over any of the stops of the tour, so I won't be catching them at any point. Maybe I can make it spontaneously, depending on where I'm at over the summer. Maybe I'll, have a stop in New York, so maybe Mike can catch a show there, but that's unlikely. But let me know if you're going to any of the shows, because that's interesting. Now, that's all we got. Let me know what you think about this, though. Especially let me know what you think about my theory that I got on Scary Hours 3 and a new album dropping. So all of your thoughts and all of your ideas and all of your theories and everything that you got on this, please let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.